Frieren Beyond Journeys End will mess you up. It is not your typical go lucky or just turn your brain off anime. It's more likely to kick you in the mojangles, fart in your mouth, and leave you laying there wondering about the complexities of life and whether or not you're spending your time on Earth the right way, or if you're wasting it just watching brain dead sky flashing pictures. Yeah, I'm looking at you. But the plot. This anime takes place in a fantasy world following an elf named Frieren, but after your typical 10-year adventure, and the hero's party has already killed the demon lord and the celebrations have begun. The heroes are just reminiscing of all their time they spent together, taking it in, and the party promises to go on one more adventure together for the next meteor shower in 50 years and then just going their separate ways. Frieren returns 50 years later in just a few short minutes like nothing had even changed, while the rest of the party had grown old, and little did they know that this would be their last adventure together. And for the first time in Frieren's 1,000 years of life, she felt that she didn't have enough time and that she has no more. I'm not crying, you're crying. Even though I was promised a 90-minute pilot episode and I did not receive one, this was still hands down one of the most powerful first episodes I have ever seen. Not because it tries to slap you in the face with edgelords, flashy anime, and hot anime waifus, but because it just gently caresses your heart with the emotional scenes before crushing it repeatedly. You also have to respect the fact that this anime is so unique in tackling regret and the time that we are alive and what we spend of it with others in such an incomprehensible way of giving us too much. We think life is already too short to do all the things that we want to do, but what would you do if life was too long? Would a mere week start to feel like a year, or a few months like 50? Would you start doing all those things that you wanted to do, or would you continue to procrastinate because you have so much time to do them now? Or will you precrastinate? That's a word I learned while making this video, meaning to complete tasks as soon as possible, which is what Frieren practices the rest of this series, by the way. Boo! Show us flashy pictures! Though you're questioning your entire life at this point, Frieren has so much more to offer than just the idea your entire life was a waste, like the insane fight scenes. I actually think they legally had to put these in to lift the mood of their viewers because there is no other reason for them to go so hard in an anime that has absolutely nothing to do with fighting besides your own demons, at least. And it's not just the fight scenes. Throughout the 4 episodes that mass drop together, there is a plethora of moments that will make your fart box squeeze from astonishment with just the sheer amount of detail they've put into the show. And if you've ever heard the saying that devil is in the details, that's basically Frieren's motto, because all the way from the details in the art and animation to the sound of the leaves crunching under the heavy boots as they walk through the forest. I mean, the author even slipped in the fact that Aizen's favorite food is sour grapes, to later mention that Frieren is looking for a spell and wants to learn one to make sweet grapes sour, to then later show them all eating sour grapes together. Like props to Kamehita Yamada, because that is what we call commitment. And normally I would recommend you any manga that isn't some brain dead fighting series over the anime, because these types of stories, being able to read at your desired pace typically just makes the experience better, but with Frieren I didn't feel the need to do that. The story, even though feeling slow and that the episodes are never ending, I would feel relieved that there was still time left to watch, because the anime was just adding so much more detail to the story and life to the characters that was just constantly adding something to keep my interest, whether it was grandiose magic or just simple character interactions. Kinda like how Fern is a straight arrow, very responsible, and takes on that mother role while also being a semi-snarky student to Frieren, who is her master and also a slob and pretty carefree, which is already a fun duo. It's been very well established throughout all of media, but having those voices added to them and seeing their emotions animated just makes their very specific interactions that much better, which is pretty good, since in my opinion this was the weakest point in the whole anime, which is that some characters, not all of them, just kinda sound like my 8th grade math teacher after dealing with prepubescent assholes for 40 years and then going through her second divorce as her dreams slowly died and her hair turned gray from stress. Actually, that sounds pretty accurate to this story. Maybe it's a good thing. Also, I mean, Frieren's hair is white, which perfectly contrasts her white design and stoic personality to the vibrant, saturated, and happy world with its stupidly good art and animation. The world is beautiful, with watercolor scenery that resembles almost a webtoon-like design, with large-scale animation effects added in seamlessly, and minute ones just adding that piece of resistance to make the scenes that much more believable, whether it's just like simple body language or dangling earring effects to make the characters seem that much more real, and the B-roll alone can tell the story without having any dialogue at all. And to be brutally honest, I thought this was going to be an absolute snooze fest and not adapt well to the anime medium, but I could not have been more wrong. This was the first anime to start airing this season, and quite frankly, it was so good, I don't think I need to watch another before saying this will be the second best anime this season. Sorry, I'm a brain dead isekai junkie that claps at flashing pictures.
I am atomic.
And make sure you like and subscribe because you're gonna have depression after you watch Frieren, and my videos will help lift your mood. Here's even a couple options for you.